In the end game, the gods have placed Carlsen, and there is no doubt about this statement. Magnus Carlsen is perhaps the strongest endgame player ever. Obviously, he's standing on the shoulders of giants like Capablanca, Fischer, and so many others. But currently, I think he is the best endgame player in the world, and he proves it again and again. Throughout the game, Arjun has had an advantage. He was winning throughout the game. Even in this position, he is completely winning. The game turned out to be a struggle, a grind of 136 moves, and we saw Carlsen. Uh, like we saw who exactly he is. He's just not giving up. He kept such a staunch and strong defense that Arjun just played all the natural moves, all the best looking moves. There was a chance where he could have won, and this is the study like position, which he could have won, but it's incredibly difficult to find. So it was in this position that Arjun played the move knight to g4, and after a 136 move long game, the game ended in a draw. This is not the accurate move, and it's incredibly tough to understand why this is not working and why the other move works. The only simple reason I can find is that this does not gain a tempo, whereas the other move, the study like move, actually gains a tempo. So if you want, you can pause the video, try to find the winning sequence, which is incredibly tough, but you should definitely give it a go. White to play and win the game. Can you find the only move that wins? All right. Hopefully you can always pause the video if you want. I'll go ahead and right away show you the solution. It starts with the move knight to d3 check. Now the difference between this move and the knight g4 is that this comes with a check, so it's a tempo move. It gains a tempo, and this is really important. Okay. Obvious question: why can't this be captured? Because the bishop is still looking over here, right? Well, that's the thing. Here we can play the move rook takes on d4, and after you capture, we can simply promote, and that's winning. In the long run, it's obviously winning for white. All right, you might ask, okay, why do I have to take? I can simply go rook to h3. I don't have to capture that rook yet. I can guard this square, and isn't this a draw? Well, here we have a very interesting move. Rook to g4. Well, the rook just slides over here, and after a move or two, we have rook g5 check, followed by rook h5. It's a nice bridge we build. It's a blockade, and now the pawn will basically go. You can give a check or two, but after, let's say, rook check, king h6, the pawn will finally promote. All right, so definitely the knight cannot be touched. The knight cannot be captured after the move knight to d3. Okay, what else can he do? He can't really step away from that bishop. He has to keep protecting it, and that's why king c4 is the only other alternative. And here's what we play: knight to f4, attacking the rook. Again, it's a gain of tempo, right? This is very important. Okay, the rook has to move. Let's say rook g3 check, because the idea was obviously knight to h5, followed by then actually pushing the pawn. So that would have turned out to be a victory. That's why rook g3 check, king to f5. Now let's say, because there is a threat, there is a strong threat of capturing the bishop and promoting, and as you can see, the rook can no longer go behind the pawn. That's why the bishop has to be saved, and it's important where you put the bishop. Let's say bishop to a1 results into a completely winning position after the move rook a8. Okay, where do you put your bishop? Several squares, all of them are quite bad. Let's assume he goes to the b2 square. Here's a victory. We play rook check, and the king can't really step forward. These squares are covered by the knight. It's a beautiful study-like position. If king d4, we have the nice and simple move knight e2 fork. Simple. So you can't really step up. These squares are taken. These squares are taken, and that's why I have to go to the b file and not any other square, but b4 or b3. In both cases, you can simply give a check, pick up this bishop next, and this pawn will promote. That is winning. Okay, super complicated. So all right, basically that cannot be done. You can't even go over here, because then rook check wins the game, right? So there are too many things over here. Bishop d4 also loses because of rook a4 check, capturing the bishop next and promoting over here. So you can see all the squares are not really available for the bishop, right? And that's why it's losing. Okay, what else can he do? He can also try the move rook to g7, but in this case we have the simple option rook check, and after pushing him back, we play the move queen check, promotion to a queen, rook f7, king g6, stepping up. We are attacking this. We are also attacking the bishop. He has to make a decision. He'll probably capture the queen, and after king takes rook, this is it. Easily winning in game. Arjun would not have a problem winning this. but it's not so easy to find the move knight to d3. I mean, once you see the idea, then it feels easy, right? That's how it is. Like once you see the idea with an engine, with an external help, it feels very easy. But when you're playing against a world champion, and you're like throughout the game, you have had multiple winning chances, and even in position like prior to this, he had multiple winning moves, multiple winning chances. So you just think, okay, if there can be multiple winning moves here, there might be multiple ways of winning this. So why not knight g4? Looks completely sensible to block it here and threaten to push. But that's very slight the difference that exists in both the moves, knight d3 and knight g4. Again, that's the difference between studies, puzzles, and real games, that no one comes and tell you, that no one whispers in your ears it's white to play and win. That's what makes it incredibly tough. um, so that's basically tells us who and how Carlsen is. You can beat him even against Fabiano. There is this Fabiano Magnus Carlsen World Championship. Fabiano did have a chance to genuinely beat him, but then he has to be like a machine. He has to play like a machine. There was only one game where he actually could have crushed him. So you can beat this guy, but you have to play extraordinary chess. And Arjun played a brilliant game, simply phenomenal, and still it was not enough to beat the world champion. Throughout the game, he was 2 pawns ahead. At this point, he was 1 pawn ahead. He lost one of his pawns. Seems like winning. There was a win, but it's not easy. And that's the thing about the world champion. He is the best endgame player in the world. And as the quote above says, in the end game, the gods have placed Carlsen, and that is absolutely right. There's no doubt about that quote. So, hopefully, you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. It's a very interesting end game. The game was 136 moves. I really enjoyed it. Do not think that this kind of games are boring. They are actually, this is true chess. Okay, true chess is true fighting. It's struggle. Um, this is chess in its purest form. Okay, so until next time, see you guys. Bye.